you check the children? Show a little match sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes that is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
Robert Duell.
And we are back for another quarantine review, you guys. We are continuing our series review of The Howling. And quite frankly, it doesn't bother me terribly much that we're doing this series via Skype because, quite frankly, outside of number one, the series doesn't deserve more than that because I'm telling you, and I said this on CP's channel recently, I would be hard-pressed to think of another horror series that had a sharper decline in quality from the first to the second movie as this one. Like, usually the first to the second is at least, you know, around the same quality, if not a little bit better in some cases, but it's rarely such a huge dramatic drop off as it is from 1 to 2 on this one. So yeah, in other words, my overall thoughts are this movie is just a big piece of dog shit. And I'm gonna be repeating myself, or wolf shit. Let me upgrade that. It's a big piece of wolf shit. So yeah, I am not a fan of this one. And as soon as I watched it and finished it, I was like, I remember liking that a lot more when I was a kid. And as we get into it, I think we'll discover why. But yeah, my overall thoughts are this was not a good movie. How about you?
I'm pretty much in the same boat with you. Like there were some good aspects and whatnot. Like I mentioned, like off camera, like Kristopher Lee was the best part of this movie. Mm-hmm. Regardless whether the crappy makeup or storyline and everything, his acting still held up the best out of everybody. But yeah, no, this was a crap of a movie. Just as simple, just in simplified terms, because there's not even a whole lot to even go into this movie that's even worth really talking about. Other than that, I would say the castle set design, stuff like that actually looked nice. The music, I did dig that, like the bar band and stuff like that. I like that song. And all right, Cecil, shut.
I remembered liking it, but I did not remember them hammering you over. Yeah, but they hammered you over the head with it the entire movie.
One song, the whole movie.
Yeah, one song, the whole movie. They sang one other song at one point, but then they go right back to the Howling over and over again. And,
yeah. Well, that was the theme song for the movie.
I know, but that's too many times. It's way too many times that they used it. So, all right, let's get into it, though. Obviously, neither of us were big fans, so... do you want to actually handle the story on this one?
Oh, yeah, okay. So basically the story is a direct sequel to the first Howling. Mm-hmm. So basically after the events of the ending of the original, Karen is killed and everything after revealing to the world that she is a werewolf and werewolves live among us. Mm-hmm. Basically her brother and his girlfriend, I would presume, come to the funeral and they meet Kristopher Lee's character, Stefan. He approaches them or approaches him and tells him that basically your sister is a werewolf. Title of the movie. Mm-hmm. And then basically, yeah, he goes and hunts down the basic werewolf cult throughout the U.S. and they go over into Romania where everything else happens. And it come to find out, like, I don't even know because they didn't really talk because apparently it's the bad guy is his sister, mm-hmm. but she's 100-something years old.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I don't get that. Basically, that's really the gist of the story, and then it goes completely well off. Mm-hmm. Like the first 2 minutes is the only thing that actually has anything to do with the Howling storyline.
Yeah, yeah, and then it becomes kind of a generic ripoff of the first one a little bit, you know, with this colony of wolves and, you know, a couple that aren't and stuff like that. And it's just not... The weird thing is the movie is super hypersexualized and it's not in a good way at a lot of times. Yes, there's a lot of boobs and stuff, which is probably why I liked it more when I was a kid. But even the closing credits sequence, like they have the song playing and she just keeps ripping the shirt off over and over again, and it's just so silly. But and at one point there, go ahead.
Said yeah, but they were nice.
Yeah. I mean, but that's, you know, how many years ago at this point? Imagine them now. But there's one scene where it's a wolfy threesome that lasts like a number of days, in accordance with how the movie is telling things. I don't think they intended that when they filmed it, but that's the way it ended up, because literally a couple days pass from when they start that to when they finish that scene. And it's just so stupid because it's not sexual at all. They're kind of half transformed and they're just like, and like doing stupid shit like that. And it's so unsexy. And I think I heard something, when I listened to How Did This Get Made podcast, and they did this movie. And I think he said that one of the issues they ran into is when they ordered wolf suits, they were sent ape suits. So that's why there aren't a lot of heads. That's why it's just a lot of wolfy bodies and stuff like that, because they were sent ape suits instead or something like that. I don't know if that's true or if I'm misremembering, but I did just listen to this after watching the movie again, and they did say that. So I don't know if Paul got his facts wrong or if that's true, but if so, it makes sense because there's not a lot of wolfy stuff in this that's actual full wolf transformation. I don't know. The acting is pretty atrocious in my opinion on all sides. You know, Kristopher Lee's okay, but the problem is Kristopher Lee's quality kind of shows the rest of the movie for the shit that it is by comparison. Like if you're gonna have questionable acting, you can't have one premier actor in there that's just putting everyone to shame, because then it's just like, oh, this is just silly. He's in a whole nother movie. So it just didn't play well for me. I don't know. The acting didn't gel with the story with me. I don't know. What about you? Acting and story?
Well, I'm there with you. And like I was saying, you know, Kristopher Lee was the best part of the story. Mm-hmm. I can't even, unlike in the previous review, I can't even say that the supporting characters had really any interest for me. Mm-mm. And the little the midget dude and everything like that, I thought his character was pointless. He didn't need to be in there. Like he served really no purpose. He didn't even do anything.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a lot of nice things to say about this movie, so maybe we shouldn't drone on too long about it. But yeah, at one point they go to this bar and there's a band and it plays the Howling theme song for the movie, then they just hammer it over and over and over again as though it was a score. But it's not a score, it's a soundtrack, single, and it's not intended to be a score, but they use it as the score, and so it drills into your skull, and by the end you're just like, enough, or at least I was.
Yeah, no, I agree. But at the same time, if you just hear it once in a while, it's not a bad song. But yeah, for the repeat of the entire movie, it definitely beat it like a dead horse. Yeah.
Do you have any kind things you can muster about it? Because I'm struggling.
Really, the only thing I did really like is the setting, like where they filmed and everything like that. Mm-hmm. I did like that because I want to say they did actually film over in Romania, I believe.
I think so too. Yeah.
I have to double check that, but yeah, I believe it was over in Romania and everything. I love that country, so anytime I get to see that on film, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. Other than that, I don't really have anything good to say about this movie. The werewolf was crap for even what we got to see. Mm-hmm. You could literally tell they were just a dude in a suit for what ones they did have, in that forest scene.
Yeah.
That was crap.
Yeah, it was garbage. It's just the whole thing. These reviews aren't going to get much shinier, guys. I mean, we'll see what happens around 5 or 6, but I don't know. So yeah, any final thoughts on this one before we close down and move on to the next one? All right, fair enough. So that's our final thoughts on the Howling II. Your Sister is a Werewolf. Sometimes it's got other subtitles, but that's I think the main one. So let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below if you enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, I would like you to let me know when the last time you actually watched it was. Because if it's been a really long time and it's just nostalgia goggles, you need to give it another watch. And I hate to ruin a good memory, but man, you can't defend this movie, in my opinion. There's just no defense for it. So let us know in the comments down below what you guys think of it. And we'll be back to review part 3, Marsupials. I'm not sure, we might be doing these. I might make this just a single week's worth of reviews all in a row. So if so, stay tuned tomorrow for that review. But until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
Now I'm Robert Duell.
And remember, guys, stay scared.
Stay scared.